Greetings, art connoisseurs, tubers, and pickers. It's Drew. Time for another installment of the CPMA, and that's the California Pickin Museum of Art, where I show you individual examples of fine art and antiquity from my own personal collection. So let's go check this out today. This really great, large piece of folk art in the primitive style. This would be considered naive, primitive style in the school of Grandma Moses. Grandma Moses was a very popular artist. She actually started painting really late in her life. I think it was like after she was 70 years old. And she became really famous in her own lifetime. And she used to paint these farm scenes and wintry scenes. Now, I'm sure Currier and Ives did it way before she did, but she put folk art painting on the map. And this is not Grandma Moses, but in the style of, and this gentleman's name is David Y. Ellinger, is the artist's name, and he's a very popular, preeminent folk art painter. And he painted landscapes like this. He also painted these up-close type of studies of birds. And you can go look up David Ellinger. He was born 1913, died 2003. This particular piece of artwork is called A Country Auction. And I believe the original, which this is a silkscreen, by the way, guys, a very rare early silkscreen, which means each color is a different screen. And this has just got so many different colors in it, variations of color, really amazing. I thought it was an original piece of artwork at first, but it turns out it's a fairly rare silkscreen of David Ellinger. Now his original artwork is like $30,000 to $40,000 and going up from there. So consequently, his seriographs, his silk screens, and other types of work are also following in value along with those higher values. So he's a very sought-after artist for his genre. Now this might not be everybody's cup of tea, you know, but I like folk art painting. I like all kinds of painting. I just appreciate it for what it is, and the commitment and creativity of the artist. And this guy really was pretty darn amazing. Now here we see, this is called A Country Auction because this guy is auctioning off a beautiful handmade quilt. And these folks look like they're Amish to me. Amish, Pennsylvania, Shaker, I don't know, but I think it's probably Amish. And they're sitting around and they're bidding on this beautiful handmade quilt. And this thing has all the bells and whistles that you would ever want in a folk art painting. So let's go through some of these items. First, you got your red barn. Beautiful, vibrant colors. This thing is just like pulsating. It's so colorful. And you have these little nice pinwheels here. That's a folk art motif used in a lot of folk art, like chessboards and blanket chests. Use that motif. You got your grain silo over here, fruit trees. You got your potbelly stove, your butter churn, your chickens over here in the back. It's just got all the things you'd want. These folks look like these guys are about to cut down a tree, it looks like. Some nice items sitting on the table there. And as I said, all these folks are bidding. Moving over to the right-hand portion of the piece of artwork, you have these 4 stick-back Windsor fan-back chairs. And this is some type of churn over here, wooden churn. You got your sled. You have your cow on a lead. And your horse-drawn buggy back there and some farmland. I mean, this thing just has all the bells and whistles. Some birds in the tree. And you have these these are lightning rods on either side of the barn. with the sphere or ball there, that would have been some type of colored glass. And the lightning would hit those lightning rods and absorb the damage, you know, instead of hitting the barn and catching it on fire. And the real icing on the cake is this great weather vane. How awesome is that? A reindeer with a large rack. And that normally would have been an eagle, a cow, a pig, a rooster, but no, it's a very large racked reindeer. You know, that's very rare and unusual. And the icing on the cake, again, maybe the cherry on top, is this incredible Lancaster County style blanket chest. 2-panel painted blanket chest up on Chippendale bracketed feet with a date. It says CK 1830 or 34. Pretty darn amazing. So it's just got it all. Anyway, I don't know why they have a blanket chest. Maybe that's up for sale next. Maybe that's what this all is. It's just a country auction. But as I said, this guy's work has been commanding some bigger prices. And don't know exactly what this will bring. This is framed in a nice heavy oak frame. Very heavy. And the frame, you know, is kind of got some weathering, but it adds to the character of this piece. I'm going to show you the back. Let me show you a little bit. It's got a couple little issues. There's a little damage possibly from a nail, maybe on another painting that rested against it and scratched this silkscreen paper. Don't know. And there's also a little bit of a ripple right through here. But other than that, the colors are vibrant, and it's super. So it's large, as I said, it's 21 by 26 unframed, and the frame is another 2.5 inches or so. We turn it around, nice old paper. You have some rusted hardware there going down. And you have some nice oxidated nails underneath this paper, guys. This has never been removed from the frame, so you know that's all original. Now what's strange about this is, let me show you this, is it's printed on paper that's been mounted to plasterboard. That happens to be plasterboard. That's kind of odd. Now, I did some research, and I know that particle board was started to be used in the 1940s. So I don't know when this was done. This looks to me like see the rust on the eye screws? This looks to me like, I'm saying maybe late 40s, early 50s, or mid 50s. Shouldn't be too much later than that. Looks like Grandma Moses was starting to be recognized around 1940s, early 40s. So either this guy jumped on the bandwagon and he almost out Grandma Moses. I mean, he did such a great job. And this is a tour de force. Anybody who loves folk art would love to have this in their house. So anyways, that's me. And come on back to the next version of the CPMA. We'll just have to see what this does at auction. This is going to, I think, just really start to cause a stir and may cause a little bidding war. So we'll just have to see. Anyways, come on back to the California Pickin Museum of Art. And please share on Google+, Facebook. Leave your comments. Come on back to California Pickin Museum. Showing you some cool art. Alright guys, keep on picking your fine art. Cheers.